Hey everyone, I had a request to read this treasure book called There's Treasure Inside. I read it on the old channel, it's no longer there. Um, we don't know if they found treasure or not because what happened during the hurricane through that area. So, Gibbo asked me to be able to read this treasure story. So that's what I want to do. I found it, Gibbo. There's treasure inside. Treasure hunters everywhere. Where your pleasure is, there is your treasure. Where your treasure, there's your heart. Where your heart, there's your happiness. Saint Augustine. So, introduction. My editor thinks this book is unlike any that you have ever read before. He's probably right, but I'm sure you that not a statement born from uh, hubris. If it were, this book might have been easier for me to write. So please know that as a pen, this introduction, I feel the weight of wanting to get it correct, to converse why and how this book come to exist, and most importantly, what is meant means for you. I'll start with attention grabbing headlines, but I imagine since you picked this book up and opened it, you probably already heard. I've hidden a treasure somewhere within the United States that's worth millions of dollars, and it's waiting for you to find. Like I said, we don't know if it's been found due to the weather during that time and stuff. So let's start by getting a few fun facts out the way. The content of this treasure includes some likely treasures suspect many pounds of gold coins, bullion, and other precious metals and gems. But what is more striking about our treasure is that it contains dozens of, dare I say, very remarkable items. Each one has value. The vast majority of these objects are rare. Some pieces are one of a kind, more than a few have historical significance. Picasso, Carnage, Washington, Tiffany, Thurdo, Onassis are some of the names of these who have their created or owned items in the treasure. Like I said, this book's been out when it came out. I especially choose objects I believe have an excellent chance of increasing the value over time. Imagine the worth of many of those pieces will probably have risen, perhaps significantly by the time you discover their whereabouts. Also, create those items to appeal to a broad range of ages. Graphics and interests as such, our treasure comprise of diversity of objects. My thought was simple. Variety would increase the odds that there might be some items you'll find especially appealing. I do think you'll like this treasure. My family members and few close friends who had a chance to view the treasure before I hid some generally filled with amazement and wonder. There were many oohs and ahs as a few asked, are you really sure you want to give away? But in time, each one comes to understanding that was exactly what I wanted to do. and their reaction shift from awe to overwhelming support. I separate the contents of these fortunes into 5 custom made treasure boxes. I secret away these boxes in 5 different locations within the United States. I spread out their final resting spots and hope there that at least one of our boxes will lie in close proximity to you. 4 of those treasure boxes were forged in similar size. The dollar value of each of these 4 boxes, including content, is comfortable in the 6 figures. To help you locate those boxes, I wrote 4 chapters. Each of those 4 chapters is dedicated to one box contain the clues and information you will need to find it. I choose to create those 4 chapters as a way to avoid confusion. As to what clues lead to which box, you will find those chapters in part 2 of this book. The 5th and final box is sequential, larger than other 4 boxes, particularly chapter solely devoted to helping you find this larger treasure box. Instead, the clues and the hints that will lead you to its hidden place may be found anywhere inside this box. For instance, they may be helpful information found here in introduction, and also every chapter in this part 1 of the book offers at least one important details to help guide you to location of the largest box. You are free to search or not for any number of these hidden treasure boxes as you wish in any order that you choose. It's my hope that you find all 5 boxes if that is what you want to do. I believe your life should be filled with abundant of treasures. Now that we've covered those bases, you might be wondering, John, what on earth compel you do this? It's a question I hear often. A person learns for the first time about the treasure I've hidden. Some people ask me out of general curiosity more than a few think I've lost my mind. Maybe I have, but I don't think so. Still, others summarize if they can figure out how my brain works, it might help them figure out where I hid the 5 treasure boxes. I've given different response to these questions in different occasions. However, upon my reflection, I come to realize the most accurate answer is simply my honest one. Like I primal moth to fury, the flame, I've dawned to joy. I simply want to experience as much joy as I can, and there is no greater high to get than when I am sharing joy with others. There are some people, maybe you are fortunate to be one of them, for which the emotion of joy comes naturally. One they can call forth and wear as easy as warm, cozy mittens on a cold winter day. But for much of my life, I was not such a person. For me, joy was rather obscure concept, a word that sounds wonderful, if not a little uh, adventures. Joy exists somewhere on the other side of the dense wall, comprised of those stress and anxiety of my own reluctant daily expressions and pressures. I could hear joy beckon to me from time to time, but always distant and muffled. For many years, joy rare creeps through, and occasion it did. I was ill equipped to hold onto the riches for very long, and eventually I decided it was time to tear that barrier down, actively quest for precious and elusive bounty. I have sought the joy in many ways, though humor, music, writing, parent, and social. My hunt for it has become native. My desire for it now fuels my daily routine. Hey Mustang, how you doing? This entire project has taken me the better part of the last 5 years, and all of it has been one continuous act of joy. Acquiring each item in this treasure investigation history surrounding these pieces, designing the treasure box, creating clues, deciding on the secret spots hidden the treasure box, creating writing this book. Every aspect has been one wild, fun, wholly fulfilling, joyous adventure. It made me feel alive, and it may appear that I am giving very expensive things. I already receive fair greater value in the form of happiness and exchange. Still, I didn't do not do all those things only for myself. Certainly not. I did them in much greater part of you. May hope is that this book can some way bring a little joy to your life. Perhaps its pages will simply entertain, make you laugh, or inspire you. Or maybe you will feel enlivened to go find the treasures I've hidden. I will be ecstatic if you located them, and I will share in that celebration with you. However, even if you have no interest in searching for any of those five treasure boxes, I have secret uh, hidden secret. I believe there are things of value for you in this book. Permit me just a moment to explain. The genius of the project arrived in a flash and land somewhere jarringly in the idea of riding like a wild cowboy upon the lightning bolts of expression. My initial realize was fairly basic. I should go hide the treasure, but if something can be simple and incredible complex at the same time, this was that thing. This endeavor, one that has seemed so oddly fascinating to many of my loved ones looking on demand me to peer deeply within myself and look closely at those around me. It required me to spend countless hours considering the meaning of the word treasure. And in the end, it's brought me to one undeniable conclusion. You and I, and everyone we know, we are all treasure hunters. Oh, thanks, Mustang. Appreciate it. Our lives are one together treasure hunt. You and I seek, we will pour out our heart's experience, spirit, tears, sweat, energy, fury will into acquiring those things we covert, whatever that may be. This is true of everyone as our blue and green planet revolves around its molting sun. Life on Earth sketches out. Hey Ange, how you doing? Over 8 billion different lifelines, all searching, all drawing out one huge treasure map. Across the surface, though the human history has been shaped by treasure hunts, both big and small. The conqueror of Alexander the Great shaped the culture parts of Europe and Asia. For over the thousands of years, nomadic journeys of disciples of Jesus Christ evolved into most popular religion in human history, influenced Western economics and politics policy for over 2,000 years. The Desert Battle Viri of Muhammad led to similar effort in the Muslim Middle East. Later in Spain, Quest the Riches created a great transformation in the Americas. And so it has continued from American Revolution to women suffrage movement to the civil rights movement. History has continually been written and rewritten by the humans striving intensely for the things they cherish most. Hey Art, how you doing? Unfortunately, as we experience from time to time, pursued sometimes clash. When two people value opposite outcome, they may see one another as an obstacle to what they want. When they value the same goal, they might view each other competition. A small thing, these situations may lead to an argument on a larger scale. Those issues can scale into violence and even more. Yet, the darkness of conflict, light reveals to element the truth about our human conditions. Treasure hunting is universal, shared human phenomenon. The spirits of hunting for what we are connected, every last one of us. Our hunt eliminates the common fabric we share. An important truth gets far too often. Life, acknowledgement, and fundamental treasure every one of us seeks are all the same. You and I long to be loved. We want to experience loving others. I desire plenty of access to food, water, shelter. We hope to feel as though we have some control over the happenings to us and those we cannot care about. And you and I wish to have purpose and share the sense of belonging, each one of us. I wish those treasures sought universal desire for those treasure exist inside every person's alive. The hunt we go on to meet the basic human longing makes up much of our everyday experience. This is a reality we are all experiencing, so while it's often in vogue and fixed on our differences, the truth is you and I are way more similar than not. And we embrace what we have in common, sharing joy becoming easier. First, I became aware of this, and I set about creating my wish list of treasure objects. And you should know I am not a professional collector. I have no experience acquiring precious or unique items of any kind. Almost 5 years ago, when this project began, I was a full-time dad taking care of two toddlers at home during COVID while writing children's books, manuscripts. I have no idea how to put together interesting and viable collection of treasures. My initial wish list was modest, but expanded very quickly. The list became organic crate involving growing longer and larger day by day. Yet, despite expanding the scope of the wish list, it took me less than a full year to acquire the vast majority of all the items in this treasure, while inspire ideas for new and special come over more quickly to discovery of the most varied type and quality objects I desire was almost fractious. I can't tell you how often I add a new rare piece to my list, only to have it appear available seemingly out of nowhere. The very next day, it was if an invisible hand guiding my task, orchestrating each step from afar. At the time, I still had no idea what this book would be like or what I might write. Yet, an inescapable voice kept telling me it would be impossible to pen the manuscript without first mining origin of each item in the treasure trove. Once I had gathered most of the treasure items, I knew my step was to research each object in depth. I got to work, but unlike acquiring treasure pieces, this research was way more intensive than I could have imagined. I realize I need help, so I enlist the aid of five researchers. Studying the history surrounding each piece was like panning for gold. My researchers and I, with archive references in hand, wade out into a stream of time like water turned over thousands of pages, documents, and left us with a beautiful nugget of wisdom. I was expired. Those history were not just entertainment and captivating, but their stories shared what seemed to be universal truth about our human condition. Something of uh, something of deeper value was here, an idea, understanding I wanted my children to know this was substance worth sharing. I realized this book would be waste if it was merely just a collection of clues for solving the locations and hidden treasure boxes. The objects in our treasure became my co-author. Their stories created the structure of this book and provided the topic and themes of chapters. And yes, some of the clues finding the largest treasure box are found within the histories of these treasure items themselves. So if you decide to seek out our treasure location, you may take solace knowing that objects inside the box have illuminated your way. If you never search for hidden treasure, that is fine too. I am still confident there is a value for you in this book. The history of the person, places, and circumstances linked to those objects have both educated and remind me of many ways I can be a better treasure hunter. I am not alluding to the kind of ventures that navigate the seas looking for a chest of sunken gold. I'm simply referring to all the treasures you and I pursue within our daily routine. All those universal desires we share someday. If I wonder if this entire project was simply, or perchance there were larger forces at play, or maybe there's a simple explanation. If there were larger possible, my brain just could not conceive of this book would become in a moment the seed of the inspired entered its 5 year ago. Whatever the case, I know something of great value was offered to me that day. The entire experience has already me so much joy and aspect. There is so much more yet to come. Well, I'm going to stop there and read more tomorrow. Hey, thanks for all coming. Appreciate it. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye now.